There we go. Sorry, just had a little technical difficulty. Just when you think you get yourself sorted out, there's always something that crops up. Oh, but there we go. Life such as it is. Let me just sort something out here. Oh, yeah, like I said, you think you got yourself sorted out, and there's always something screwing it up. I make one last bit of a change. There we go. Right. Okay, we are sorted. What are we? Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome aboard. We are for another episode of Trek Talk. We're going to talk about everything that is Trek, and today we're going to talk about a certain ship. But before we get started, I'm going to bring in one of my co-hosts. Because the others haven't arrived yet, so I'm going to bring him in. You remembered him from last week, Jensen Quinn. So I'm going to bring him in right now. And bring in. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hello.
King's Captain, permission to come aboard.
Permission granted, old boy.
Okay. I thought I'd do it properly.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Right then.
Right then, okay, cool. You do us a favour, because I'm bringing two things. Oh no, actually I can do that. So I've got to keep an eye on chat as well. So
okay.
While I'm doing all this, let's get rid of that. Don't need that. Let's get rid of that. Like a typical last minute. Yeah, because then I'll be blocked. The people will be seeing that if I did that. So cool. I don't want them seeing that.
Is that your OnlyFans again? I mean, come on. We don't all need to see that.
I know. Actually, that's okay.
And yes.
Actually, I can still see people here. That's okay. That's not a problem. Okay, so we don't have a problem here. Oh, so how are you, Jensen?
I'm not dead, so I guess that'll do.
Well, that's good. Always half full. Always think glass half full.
You know, you say that, but I'm going to remind you. Me good zom. So I
was about to say that. You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Of course.
Hello, Dusty D2. How are you? Good to see you. Glad you come in. I remember you from last time. I hope you're all doing well. So our other oh, here we go. Here's the other one. Here's Batman for the first time. And let me just bring him in. Hello, Batman.
Yeah, hey, dude.
How are you? Good to see you. Glad you last time.
I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah, from Batman.
Yep.
Right, there we go.
Okay. Hello,
mate.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Funny enough, Jensen just said that as well. So there you go.
Well, I'm still alive.
Well, he's still alive.
No. I was telling you that Batman is still alive.
Oh, did I miss it? Okay.
Oh yes, I have monitors keeping an eye on him.
He's a zombie, remember?
Yeah. I know the living and the dead.
He's a zom as well. Also, just bear in mind, everyone here, my co-host, just in case, but I know you do, but remember, this is PG-13, so we've got to keep it clean.
Of course.
Oh, right, so no mentioning Star Trek Discovery or Picard.
Yes,
exactly.
No,
we never mention that.
And how dare you, wash your mouth. I'm going to put a swear jar out there, and Lower Decks.
No, oh, come on, Lower Decks.
Prodigy.
I like Prodigy. Funny enough, I like Prodigy. How was more Star Trek than the others? How was more Star Trek than the others? I'll take Prodigy over bloody Lower Decks any day.
No swearing, sir.
Oh.
Jensen was going to say that Lower Decks was funny. It wasn't.
It wasn't. I watched one.
The main character is a bully.
I tried watching one episode and I couldn't get even through halfway through it.
Okay, can I clarify my words, please, before I get blamed for anything?
Yeah, go on.
It was still better than STD.
Oh, come on. Having an ingrown toenail and stubbing your big toes better than STD.
I don't disagree.
And then getting attacked by a rabid dog.
Oh, you mean Tuesday? Yeah, no, seriously, that was all my argument was based upon. It was better than the others.
You know what I mean?
That was it.
I mean, the main character, she's both a Mary Sue and a bully.
Most Mary Sues are. I don't know if you've noticed this.
Yeah. I mean, her mother is captain of the ship. she wouldn't be. Even in regular Star Trek, you wouldn't be serving on the same ship that your parent is captain of. There's severe conflict of interests.
Right.
Fair.
Before things
Then
get.
you've got to consider. Hold on. Then you've got to consider Star Trek was originally envisioned by people who'd served in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Anyway.
before things get completely out, let's get back to what we were talking about. We're going to talk about talk about ships, and the first one we're going to be talking about will be what thing that started on. We're not talking TS era. We're talking this one. We're talking the NX-01 Enterprise.
NX means naval experimental, so it's not a class. They've erroneously put it as.
Well, they have put it as NX class, is what they said. But there you go.
Yeah, but it's naval experimental ship,
Yeah.
so it can't be a class.
So what class is it then?
It's not. It's an experimental ship.
In all fairness, if you look at it, I mean, literally visually, just call up the pic that we can see. It is literally an Akira, but turned upside down.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they'd come up with, didn't they?
That's what everybody
That's
said,
what
and
they-
they said, "No, it's not. It's different, man."
No, that's what
No,
they
it
said. They
isn't.
said remember the interview. They're saying, "I'll tell you what, take this Akira, turn it upside down. There you go. That's what it looked like. That's what they did.
I mean,
That's what they did. They took an
you
Akira
know
class and turned it upside down.
the Daedalus class.
I know of it, yes.
It should have looked somewhat like that.
Oh, okay.
But one thing they did right:
Yes.
no touch screens.
Yes, it's all buttons.
True.
Yes,
Touch screens in something like that is a bad idea.
buttons and switches. Yeah, it was all buttons and switches.
I mean, you get. I mean, how many times in the Next Generation was the Enterprise attacked by some kind of computer virus and all the fucking touchscreens disappeared?
1, no swearing. 2, agree.
I didn't swear.
You did. You used the F word.
Did
I?
you?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You did.
Right,
Ah,
I'm gonna
okay.
I'm gonna have a new rule. Anyone swears, they will be pushed to the waiting room for 5 minutes, and then they can come back in afterwards.
What happens if it's you?
Then I have to go to the waiting room 5 minutes, and you two talk and destroy my show for 5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, that's it. Batman, new plan.
Anyway, we're gonna go to I got the technicals here, so we're gonna see what it is. So it's Earth Starfleet United Earth Space Probe Agency Explorer Class NX.
Yeah. Which it shouldn't be, because that means naval experimental.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Launched 2151. Length 225 meters. It's a beam 131.4 meters. Draft. What's it say? Draft. 34 meters. Mass. Bloody hell! The numbers are getting higher and higher now. Here we go.
I'm sorry, sir. Goodbye.
Yep. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Go on.
What
Go on, you swore.
did I?
You swore. Yeah.
You just said the B word.
What
Time
did
to
I
go.
say?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do not repeat. No, do not repeat
What did I
you
say?
said. No,
No, I-
you said the B word, sir. You are not catching me
Right.
with
Okay.
that.
Tell you what. I might as well make it worth a fuck you. I'm off then.
That's 10 minutes.
Yeah. No,
Right
5
then.
minutes. Hold on.
No, 5 minutes per word. Bye-bye.
No. Hey, yeah, it's my show. I'll make it up as I go along. Co-hosts. Minutes. Hold on.
No.
Hey. Co-hosts. Minutes. Hey. Doesn't work that way, apparently.
Well, that lasted.
Well, the thing is that I couldn't hear you on the audio.
Co-hosts,
When I tried to listen to the show on the
minutes.
no sound. So I have to be in the room. So I guess I guess.
Oh dear, what a pity
So
we don't care.
I think next time I'll mute myself. How's that? Well, the rest of you can,
Yeah.
go.
Oh no, we don't worry, we will.
So okay, so I'm gonna share this again. Hold up.
Yes. And now we try again.
And we'll try again. All right, bring that up.
There you go, Sevener. I've sent you my avatar.
Yeah, okay, I'll put that in next time.
Actually, as we're just sort of randomly talking about the NX, I'm assuming that will include pretty much anything connected with the NX. Why the living heck did they not use the Zindi Zappy weapon and attach that when it was time to go and play with the Borg? I'm being serious. What is wrong with them? They literally had a ship and they didn't use.
I think that was before the Zindi, wasn't it?
No. I don't mean to the NX. I mean to the Enterprise 01 through the various letters. They never did it, and I don't.
Oh, that's easy to answer because the writers hadn't thought of it then.
Oh, no, that makes perfect sense.
Then the whole Star Trek Enterprise show was set during a temporal Cold War, so you could argue that it's not part of the mainstream universe.
Yeah.
I was going through
Which would explain all the canonical breaks.
Fair.
So we got a weight of the NX. It says approximately. So 4.
Yeah, it was 3 test holidays.
420,000 metric tons. So yeah, 4 test holidays. Yeah. And 7 decks. Holding a crew of 110, maximum crew capacity of 130, passenger capacity 6, emergency capacity 180.
And that's weird, because the Constitution, I think the maximum crew capacity of 260.
Batman? Justin D2 has actually mentioned that the NX should have been a Daedalus class himself, so...
Yeah? Well, the old cigar
it's in chat. Yeah.
With a golf ball at the end. Yeah, okay.
And I completely agree with Reliant about the Ambassador class. I consider that one of the few Federation ships.
The Ambassador class was originally supposed to be the Enterprise of the next generation, but Gene Roddenberry, the hippie, decided it looks too military.
I wish they did use it. I wish they did use it as the D. I do like the Ambassador class.
Oh yeah, it even looks good in Star Trek Online.
Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous.
Not as good as a Connie, though.
Not as good as Connie, no, I totally agree.
But not the Connie that is in Deranged New Worlds.
Don't. Please don't. Next time you mention
I've got one thing to say about that show. In every other Star Trek show I've seen, right, including STD, there are people in uniform wandering about the ship, right, in the corridors, on the bridge, who aren't even... they're just background actors, right?
Yep.
They're extras. They make the ship look like it's got a crew.
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, the only people you ever see, aside from the guest stars, are the main characters.
The thing that really grinds
There's
my
nobody
gears...
on that ship.
No, you know what really grinds my gears about that show, both STD and Strange New Worlds, is that the interiors makes the TARDIS look small.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I've noticed this since...
And such a small ship, the interior, it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah, Pike's cabin. It's supposed to be the same ship that Kirk was in.
Kirk's quarters is small.
The room I'm sitting in, the room I'm sitting in now is about the same size as Kirk's quarters.
Yeah,
maybe it's a little bit bigger.
I'm sitting. My room is about the same size as Kirk's quarters, this is why I believe that this is an alternate universe. They say there is an alternate. They're just not willing to say it.
Actually, you're right.
Giving up.
It's not a parallel universe, it's a parasite universe.
Okay.
I'll
It's feeding off the mainstream universe.
I will accept that.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the NX class?
You're going to love rubbing that one in, aren't you?
It's horrible.
In what way?
It's an upside down Akira, and I don't like the Akira.
I like the Akira.
I actually am okay with the Akira.
Yeah, I
It's
do
one
like
of the few.
Akira,
That's
yeah.
why you wear glasses, right?
I like the Akira. I'll be honest, I don't really like the NX. However, I did like the NX refit. They did. The
Okay.
concept.
That was just a botched up
Well, there was
constitution. I mean, let's face it.
well the refit.
Hey, when you want a good prelude to the Connie,
No,
look at that fan film, Axanar.
Axanar, yes, I do like that. Yes.
I should
What I
seen
was
that.
going to say before I was rudely interrupted. I was saying that the refit, it was to introduce a secondary hull because when they upgraded the engines, the current design wouldn't have the hull the new engines. That's why they came up with the secondary hull.
Captain, the engines, they cannot take it. We just don't have the power. God, can you imagine that if Mr. Scott was highly educated and like from southeast England? They just don't. We just don't have the power, Captain.
We got Klingons on the starboard, sir. What before afternoon tea? How irresponsible!
That's disgusting, sir. That's not
Oh, I got
cricket.
Klingons on the starboard bow. I told you to use the BD.
Yeah. That's also a fair statement.
What's Dusty D saying? Pre-disco show launched had a much nicer what?
Bulkier cross fields class and 3 buzzard red or orange collectors on each. They sell.
Bussard,
He's not wrong, actually.
Bussard
Yeah.
collectors.
Yeah, I do like the Buzzard collectors. It's a nice concept for them, but I know this is Trek talk, but I've got to say that
That's
If you
what the
mention
orange things,
Stargate, I'm going to slap you.
that's what the orange things
Oh,
on the front of the cells are.
yeah, is it? Oh, okay.
See,
I
This
didn't
is
know
why
that
they
they
should
were.
be raised above the
Yeah.
saucer.
yeah,
That's what I was wondering.
yeah. Not unlike the Kelvin Universe Enterprise.
Oh God!
Yeah. Now, if they want to do a redesign of the Enterprise, they should have gone with the Strange New Worlds design.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't say I know the California class. Either of you two?
I think
Rings a
that's
bell.
just double check. I think I know what that is. I
Okay.
think it's like almost like a Miranda. Hold on, let me have a look.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. No.
Oh, that's the one from Lower Decks.
Oh,
Ah.
well, I don't watch it. You probably know. Oh, is it the main hero ship?
It's got that stupid idea where you've got the secondary hull is not
on a
connected.
sling. Yeah.
Yeah, like the old Birth class, which you're thinking, how the heck do they get to the secondary hull from the primary hull?
Fair. Okay. I was just curious. I mean, obviously, when it comes to ships, I would safely say that I would specialise in Romulan and Borg. So I'm going to have to run on you guys' knowledge of this stuff more than anything.
Yeah.
Do let me know when we get to
this,
the
It's
Borg.
a horrible design.
This abomination.
Yeah, how did they get from there to the engineering section?
You would have
What?
thought through the struts, I would think.
Yeah, but that means they've got to go through the warp nacelles, which would kill them.
Unless it's remote engineering.
Well, even then, they've got to have maintenance access, and the only way to get from the
Spacewalk.
saucer to there is spacewalk or transporter.
Yep.
I mean, it's the same with the old Birth class,
yeah.
or as I like to call it, the out of breath class.
Good title. I don't like the look. I gotta say,
It's horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And look, I gotta. Okay, I'm no space engineer. I want that clear. But I'm sorry, those struts holding the cells to the saucer section, they look weak as all heck. One hit on them, and that ship is basically floating.
You were thinking a Klingon or something. Klingon would say, "Where can I hit it that will cause the most damage?" Oh no, let's hit the most exposed area there is. Kind of like on the Constitution class, with the thin pylons and the stretched out neck.
Yeah.
You could say the same for the Romulan ships and the Klingon ships as well, though.
Yeah.
In that regard.
I don't disagree.
No.
You are correct. They're just highly questionable.
But the reason
but the California class sort of takes the mick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason the nacelles aren't integral into the body of the ship is because of the radiation dangers.
No, I understand the concept. It was just
Plus the ram scoops.
Yeah, look at it though. Tell me that doesn't. I know I'm going to use it, but one phaser blast hits that. Basically, you've got a saucer section floating in space to confuse the clean space.
There's a classic argument against Federation starships anyway. Yeah, just shoot the top center of the saucer.
I mean,
that is also very true.
Horrible design.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous.
And it looks like those nacelle struts have been super glued on.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
You can see the
space
between the strut and the hole.
I didn't think till now. It looks like that came from a very cheap Airfix kit. They glued the cut section off the sprues and attached it to it.
And it hasn't stuck on properly.
I could actually make an argument here. It's feasible, highly unlikely, but feasible that saucer section could disconnect and go off on its own. That would make that.
So basically, it's a warp sled.
Actually, yes.
It's a Vulcan warp sled.
Yes.
Yeah, but how's the saucer section going to power itself? I mean,
that looks
like the impulse side is on the bottom as well.
Yeah, I know. Look,
do you know what would improve that design?
A bomb?
Oh, seriously.
A ball cutting beam.
Shorten the struts to half the length they are, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'll give access to the engine area as well.
Put a neck between the engineering section and the saucer.
Yes.
So almost resembles a Nebula class then.
Yeah.
A Nebula class?
It's a Galaxy class for
the Nebula class.
Yeah.
Or the Nebula class.
Kit Bash, the Galaxy class.
Yeah.
So
basically, what you're
just
saying,
a Galaxy class with the source with the neck missing.
So what you're saying is the way to make it look better is to make it a different ship. This is what you're
ladies
saying.
and gentlemen, while I got your attention, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and all the good things. Let's get the word out and let's get the people in here. And if you want to give a small donation to this channel, please do so. The link is in the description below. All proceeds will go back into this channel to help create new episodes, such as this one and Star Trek Defiant and my original story 6. So it all help with the tools that I need to make all these shows. Can't do it without these tools, and they all cost money. And anything you can put towards it will help us tremendously. Thank you very much.
If we don't, we'll send Jensen around to eat your mum.
Or your dog. Or your cat.
I don't hurt animals. Humans are a separate matter. Okay? I want that clear. Mm-hmm.
But then if you say you don't hurt animals, and then how are we going to get them to do that? It was to give them fear. We threaten to eat their pets, and they're more likely to.
This is a fair statement.
See, now you said that, we can't use it. Thanks, Jensen.
It's okay. I'll let you use it. I'll eat dogs, but I won't eat cats. Cats
I'll do anything for lunch, but I won't eat cats.
Weirdly, that works.
You know, I don't know what happened. We're supposed to be talking to the NX one. Somehow we ended up talking to the California. How did that happen?
It just says something about the NX, let's be honest. No, in all fairness, the NX1 was, to put it bluntly, basic. But it was, by definition, the first, and we're testing
I mean,
this
they
rubbish out.
kept the pre-Federation look, you know, especially from even when we look at the Phoenix. You know, they kept that same style. You know,
The Phoenix.
Yeah, Zev Cochrane's ship.
That looked like a rocket.
Yeah, but we're talking about the cockpit. If you look at the cockpit, the aesthetics, they kept the match to the NX-01. So if you actually got the picture of the Phoenix, and then put next to it, not the whole ship, just the cockpit section, the aesthetics are pretty much the same.
Well, because of Star Trek First Contact, we know that that Riker doesn't like Steppenwolf.
That could have been a volume. Yeah.
Magic carpet ride.
Yeah,
Fair point. Yep.
So yeah, this is what I say. It says it's supposed to be the first Warp 5 engine, but it won't go to Warp 5. Not without falling apart. I mean, it says a warp factor 4.5, maximum speed warp 5.2, but by then it would have fallen apart by the time it reached it.
It still technically achieved it.
It technically achieved it, yes. Problem is, it couldn't hold it for long before things start blowing up.
That was not in the specifications.
It's supposed to be
nowhere.
a warp 5 engine, and it doesn't even reach warp 5.
Well, no, it got to warp 5.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah, no, I do. I understand. I'm just being
facetious.
Pedantic.
Yeah.
I was going to go with pedantic, but
that'll do. That'll do.
You're a pedant.
Dusty says Magic Carpet Rolls are better than the Beastie Boys song.
Fair point.
Always talking about the Star Trek Beyond when we had the Beastie Boys playing in it.
Oh, Star Trek Behind, yeah.
Yeah. Fun enough, I preferred that the whole two. Out of all three of them, that was the only one I liked out of the whole three. Out of the whole trilogy.
Wow.
The rest were absolute garbage.
Yeah, the first one committed a major sin. The Enterprise was built on Earth.
No.
Yeah, with the high gravity, it wouldn't have made it off the platform.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been. They wouldn't have been able to construct it because of the shape and everything.
The sheer weight. Yeah, it would have collapsed.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
I'd be like trying to dig a mine without any support struts.
Right. Well,
Really fun though.
the science in those films is terrible. Anyway, I mean,
True.
a supernova that's going to threaten the entire galaxy, and Spock's going to stop it with a single black hole.
Red element, which seems to be used quite a lot
The
in
red
other things.
matter. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the second one, what was it? Star Trek Into Dampness,
Oh God.
where Spock uses a cold fusion device to freeze it. That's not what cold fusion does.
No.
And besides, a single volcano is not going to rip a planet apart, right?
Correct.
Unless, of course, you block off the outlet,
Yes.
and the pressure that would just make the pressure build up. You get an explosion that's going to be many times worse than it would have been anyway.
Yes. Agreed.
But then again, look at the guy who did the Star Trek Kelvin movies.
Ugh. Do we have to?
Yeah,
Do we have
he's
to?
the kind of person who got beaten up by the wimps at school.
And bear in mind, he's also the one who's responsible for. I don't even want to say it, to be honest.
Alex Kurtzman.
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
He's the kind of person who got beaten up by J.J. Abrams at school.
That's the word I got. You know, you say because don't forget, J.J. Abrams is also responsible for the other franchise I really don't want to mention because
no, that was Alex Kurtzman who was responsible for STD.
No, I'm not talking about the STD. I'm talking about another franchise, something else that starts with the word star. J.J. Abrams
Okay.
did a couple. Did the
Was?
Oh dear. He
Yes, you
didn't
know,
do
you know,
the first
you know
one.
exactly. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why
no,
I
he
didn't say
did
the whole
the
thing. I
final
just
one.
said wars.
Oh,
Who's in the wars?
yes.
Don't panic!
Oh dear. Now that'll be another good one. You know, where Dad's Army in Star Trek.
All those Klingons, Captain Mannering, that don't light it up 'em.
They would never be allowed to make it. It'd be awesome, but they'd never be allowed to.
Well, a lot of the shows in the past wouldn't be allowed to made. Because they're all too politically correct.
Bill Pertwee is the Klingon captain. He goes, put that phaser out!
Oh wow, I can see. By the way, you know you could do all of that with AI, so you could literally make your own show of that.
There was
John
some-
Messier is Mr. Spock. Well,
There's
that's
no
it, Captain.
There's a whole lot of shows that there's like again going back into Star Wars, but it has to be mentioned. I've seen there's actually a Stormtrooper vlog.
Right, hold on.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I am putting you in timeout.
Okay, that'll be about 8 seconds, about the same as you
But
then. Gotcha.
I'm going to put you in timeout. So please depart. I'm putting the way to it. There you go. Right, he's now in
What are you
time.
tied up for?
In time if I mentioned the other one, other franchise. Told her not to say it, but he said
What,
it. There you
Battlestar
go.
Galactica?
No. Oh no, the other one.
Ah, right.
Right.
Oh,
Don't you
yes.
say- Don't you say it, otherwise you'll be joining him.
The one with the laser swords.
Yes, that's the one.
And the space wizards.
The space wizards. That's probably one way of saying it.
That's all there were. And they weren't very good at it either.
Okay, what about armaments for the getting back on track, since it's completely out. Things have gone completely out of control. It's armaments. According to this, 8 phase cannons, 6 torpedo launchers, 4 impulse plasma cannons. I never saw any. This is before they replaced it with phase cannons. So we had weak plasma pulse cannons before plasma cannons before it was
Yet
replaced.
they never used them.
Well, they did in Broken Arrow. In the first
Did
few
they? I
episodes,
don't remember that.
in the first few episodes, they had pulse cannons and they did use them until the episode when they had to upgrade to phase cannons because they were being stalked by this ship.
Oh, wasn't it the Cylibon?
No, it wasn't Suliban. It was an unknown vessel. They crippled it and then they took it out with a weak torpedo. Right, okay, I'm going to bring him back in now.
Oh, there's another horrendous
Okay, let's just bring him back
continuity
in.
gaff.
There we go. He's
did it.
back. Welcome back.
There's another horrendous continuity gaff that did in Enterprise.
What was that?
Romulans.
Okay, I'll buy it. How do you
But
work that?
but you didn't get
Well,
to see them. You didn't.
they didn't-
They didn't show their faces.
It
That's one
doesn't
thing.
matter.
That's the one thing they did. They didn't show their
It
faces.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Romulans shouldn't have been that far into what would become Federation territory in the first place.
Right.
Plus, they had cloaking devices which they shouldn't have had. The Romulans were experimenting with a cloaking device.
Yeah, because it would be
Terror.
because it was the Balance of Terror that introduced the cloaking device, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they introduced the Romulans.
Yeah, and then the Klingons got the technology from the Romulans as part of a
Yeah,
trade thing.
well, that was because in the Search for Spook, that was actually supposed to be a Romulan ship, but they decided to use the Klingons because the idiots said, "Well, people won't know who the Romulans are, man."
Dusty says Enterprise also had Borg. Yes.
Yeah.
Funny
Well,
enough, me and Jensen were talking about that before we started the show.
Oh, yes.
The
They also
Borg
had
Romulans.
Ferengi. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, there were the Ferengi in Enterprise. When that
Yeah,
happened?
they were. Yeah, I know.
I must have missed that one.
Oh yeah, they
Okay.
were in there. They were in it for one
Oh.
episode.
Like, what the biggest laugh of Star Trek Enterprise was
Go on.
when it first aired, and people heard the opening title music for the first time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time getting from here to there. Yeah, I know what one. Yep.
Hey, what were you
Anyway.
going to use for a title for a theme title? Yeah, just take something off my mixtape.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, wasn't it? Got faith of the heart. Yeah.
Or
And
if you listen to it, he doesn't sing it properly, he sings Fate of the Heart.
Yeah. And
I mean,
Dustin, we
if
talk
they just-
about the ball.
If they just had it as an
So-
instrumental, it probably would have been all right because they did. In the end closing titles, there was an instrumental version. And if they would have stuck with that, that would probably been all right.
No, really, it was too sissified.
However,
I mean,
Fair.
even Star Trek Voyager's pretty, title music was better.
hell, the Defiant's new title music was better than all that. But, by the way, I hope you've all been watching.
Actually, the Itchy and Scratchy title music was better.
Sorry.
They fight, they fight, they fight, they fight, they fight.
Bang, 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 bang. The Itchy and Scratchy Show.
Oh, right. Okay.
Really, it fits, doesn't it? Yeah.
I had to ask why. I had to go and bloody ask, didn't I?
You did. And you done it again, by the way, Sixer. You
What?
said the B word.
Go on. Start off.
Naughty boy.
All right, I'll just mute myself.
Mm-hmm. He must hate the fact that I actually spot this sort of thing. It really must bug him. But it's unfortunately one of those things I'm quite good at. I still remember when another person asked me to spot things like that, and it lasted about 3 minutes.
And who
And
was
I'm
this?
not. I can't say his name, but he was very mad at dodging. Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, the guy who used to go out into the backwoods and scare campers.
Yeah, that's a fair statement, but in all fairness, if you saw that coming towards you naked, wouldn't you be scared?
If I saw that coming towards me fully clothed, I'd be scared.
Fair point.
Especially now.
Hey, nothing wrong with a zombie. I have mentioned this. Anyway, as we were discussing the finer points of this craft, let's get blunt. It was a nice idea. It, barely worked. The
It
problem.
Go ahead. Sad thing is, it started to work in the final season.
Yes.
My favourite storyline in the final season is one I disagree with as well.
Okay.
The Mirror Universe one. Because the Mirror Universe, when it was shown in the original series, the people there followed precisely the path that their counterparts in the mainstream universe did, only in an amoral way.
Yes.
The Mirror Universe would not have needed the Defiance technology to get to there. And let's face it, they got that. They reverse engineered it. By the time Kirk's time came around, they should have been more advanced.
Oh, dramatically so. Yes. In all fairness,
Boarding about in Galaxy class ships.
well, think about it. Okay, they had the Mirror Universe active in DS9, and DS9, to say the least, had vastly greater tech than the original series. So, what would the Mirror Universe's tech would have been?
Yeah.
And the thing, people can sit there and try to say, but that was because they had the slaves doing it. No, I hate to break this to you, but an enslaved populace actually increases the tech far better than a populace that doesn't have that much control put upon it, in my opinion.
The thing is, though, from what I've read about the Mirror Universe, or at least one of them, it didn't matter which species you were, you might end up as a slave, human, Vulcan, whatever.
Yes.
They've... I hate to say this, but they weren't racist.
Oddly,
Or
they were.
speciesist.
They were technically quite progressive. It's fascinating to see.
The other thing is, obviously the Mirror Universe means that the Star Trek writers or whatever ascribe to the many worlds theory, right? Which, thanks when we're trying to talk.
Yeah, he's doing this deliberately, by the way.
Down. The thing is, yeah, you described the many worlds theory. That means there should be as many mirror universes as there are variants to the mainstream universe.
Yes.
So the one they encountered in DS9 is not necessarily the one that Kirk encountered.
Unfortunately, technically true, but also by definition, it's also the ones that didn't exist in the Enterprise.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one for you. When Kirk and the landing party appeared on the transporter pad of the ISS Enterprise, right?
Yes.
I know it was done because of not wanting to have an explanation debate with Mirror Spock.
Mm-hmm.
But my idea of why they were wearing their counterparts' uniforms and carrying their counterparts' equipment is because they didn't physically cross over.
Ah.
They exchanged bodies with their counterparts.
What you mean,
Because
like
they were wearing-
consciousness?
Yeah, because I mean they appear on the transporter pad, right? They're not in their regular uniforms. They're not carrying their regular equipment. They're carrying their counterparts' equipment and wearing their counterparts' uniforms.
Yes.
Dusty D, that was the idea. I was being a hole. See
I
how
know you were.
saw-
I just wasn't rising to the occasion.
Yeah. He was using his power. Oh look, a typical power mad person.
I was being very ISS.
Mm-hmm.
What? Idiot spaceship.
Ouch. Actually, the question would be then, okay, does that mean that when they went back to the alternate universe, would they have had the tech from the universe that we're used to, or from the mirror universe?
Well, in the original
this
series episode, it seemed that the way they crossed over wasn't physical, so nothing physical would have crossed back over with them.
Okay, because the reason I say that is, I'll be completely honest, I think that standard universe could have done with getting hold of the weapon systems from the mirror universe. After all, it is a combat-based universe, which logic dictates the weapons would probably be more dangerous, and they could have kind of used it, cough cough Borg. Okay? Not, just a thought.
It's also entirely possible, from what you saw in DS9, it's entirely possible or even probable that that universe hadn't encountered the Borg.
Not yet, no.
If the Borg actually exist in that universe.
No, if you go, you want to talk about Borg. I mean, the Borg do make an appearance in the alternate universe in the online game. Now we're going to the online game. The Borg have made an appearance, and they were completely different to the Borg we know.
Yeah, the Borg King, Harry Kim.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he finally got a promotion.
he wasn't the Borg King.
Yes, he was.
No, he weren't.
Yes, he was. I played the. I played the.
You're really trying not to
story
swear,
arc.
aren't you?
Yeah, I have played that story arc. You encounter the Borg King from the Mirror Universe, and it's Harry Kim.
Ah, okay.
Wow. Okay, here's a terrifying thought for you going back to the original series.
That's true, Reliant. But then again, the part they didn't even know about the wormhole, so that's why.
That's fair. Imagine instead of Harry Kim, it's Harry Mudd.
Talking about Harry Kim, there's an old Starfleet legend that Harry Kim died a bitter, twisted and sad old ensign.
I fully believe it. I'll be completely honest with you.
Gotta
I
admit,
mean-
Harry Kim and Tom Paris were the best two characters in Voyager.
I actually agree. They really were quite
Yeah,
insane.
agree there. Yes.
And talking about Paris, you remember the episode in Voyager where Tom Paris and Catherine Janeway got
Oh, the warp 9, experiment.
Yeah.
Sorry, warp 10
Warp 10.
experiment. Yeah,
yeah, there were babies.
little
They were
newts,
Well,
giant
eggs
newts.
It kind of makes you wonder what happened to them? Because it was yet another.
It kind of makes you feel sorry for Paris as well.
Child abuse, he abandoned them.
Technically, yes, they did.
You imagine? Could you imagine the alimony they'll be paying back? You know, so all the birthdays they missed. All the birthdays they missed.
The other thing is, I mean, when you think about it, it must have been a relief for Tom Paris because at least he got some time away from B'Elanna.
Well, this was before B'Elanna, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That's another one that in Voyage that was really forced. Was the romance between Tom Paris and B'Elanna Torres, because
Yes.
that's not the kind of woman he would go for.
No.
In fact, let's face it, that's not the kind of woman that a man who's not in a coma would go for.
Some people like dominant women, just not him.
I think they should have gone further with the Delaney sisters, to be honest.
If that actually would have been interesting. So, if we're actually now talking about other sections of Star Trek.
I was trying to talk about Enterprise NX-01, but there we go. Got out of control again.
Can't say much about the NX-01.
We've kind of done all of the NX-01 real conversation, let's be completely honest. It was an unimpressive ship, but then again, it was a test ship, so it's not that much of a surprise. But, okay, opinion without saying any swear words, which won't actually necessarily be that easy. Neelix and his missus.
I like Neelix.
Yeah, fine. The guy was into someone that was like 7 years old.
Oh, the Ocampan, Kess.
Yeah.
Yeah, chronologically, yes, but physiologically she was an adult. Which is another thing that in Star Trek Voyager, which just shows it always had the bad science fiction ideas. I mean, a race that lives there, 9 years?
Yeah.
They would not have enough time to develop a cognizant human-like brain. They wouldn't have been as smart as a particularly moronic mouse.
Identical memory, remember? She had identical memory, so they could learn.
It doesn't matter. We've only got 9 years. That's not enough time to actually develop a brain.
I have to admit that the Ocampans kind of destroy the concept of the Vulcans. The Vulcans, the whole reason that they're as good as they are is because they live for so long that they do increase their intellect. Batman's right. At the end of the day,
200 years.
There we go. 200 years versus 9. I think I know which one I'd prefer. Actually, that's not really a fair statement.
Because it doesn't matter how fast your growth cycle is.
So,
you've still got to pay.
I think though you're going to have a dry spell of 7 years. Nah. You've still got to adhere to biophysics. You can't grow a brain capable of housing a humanoid intelligence in that length of time.
You know, a lot of it could be explained by the
magic.
Actually, kind of, yes. You know the gatekeeper or doorkeeper, whatever you, the guy that actually dragged them back there. It could be explained involving him playing silly buggers and manipulating their intellect.
There is also another one called genetic ident, where it's those sort of information is passed on. It's genetically imprinted into their DNA.
True, that would also.
So you're saying they're gold?
No, we're not talking about the Goa'uld.
No. Actually, he's not far off with that statement.
Racial memory.
Yes, it's kind of what he seemed to be suggesting. Caretaker, thank you very much.
But when you look at when you say bits about the Ocampa and that doesn't seem to be in play, and it's never mentioned, so you can discount it.
I mean, technically, and again, I'm getting a bit pedantic here, so apologies on the pedanticness. But if anything, the Ocampans should actually have been a lot more like the damn it, I've forgotten their names. You know, the really angry, aggressive guys that they were constantly at war with in like the first and second season.
Oh, the
Kazon.
Kazon.
Kazon, thank you very much. Yeah.
The cut price Klingons.
Yeah, they should have actually had much more of their mentality, and I'll give you the reason. Look at a child when it gets angry, it loses its mind and really gets angry.
Yeah,
Very much like the cave.
that's because it has the. Yeah, but the brain structure of a child is different to the brain structure of an adult.
And I'm going to, again, using your own
You're going to point
discussion.
out my argument.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So both of us are actually. I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel we're both actually accurate there.
Actually, I think the O'Compton should have been about as intelligent as
Packard.
koala bears.
Hey, no, that's fair. Yeah.
Dusty D just said, Cloud the Commons be the crossover species from Babylon 5 telepaths.
No.
Oh, interesting concept.
Hey, there's another one. I mean, Voyager, they even had an episode where Tuvok lands on this habitable moon.
Yeah.
And the children he encounters turn out to be old people because they
Yeah.
encountered the race that ages backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, do you mind if I'm trying to squeeze that out?
Hmm.
Dear. Oh. Oh,
That's
no.
a mental image no one ever needs.
Oh no.
Yeah, it just doesn't work, does it?
No, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't, but again, I think Neelix would like to know the location, let's be honest.
The only
I have-
they'll be able to do something like they laid an egg. That's the only way I can think of.
Oh,
Maybe
that was
might be the
another.
case.
That was another interplay I liked in Voyager when Billy Kess was still around and Neelix was insanely jealous of Tom Paris because he thought he fancied Kess,
but he did.
Destroy Batman,
But
Batman.
he did.
but he wasn't good. Yeah, but he wasn't going to do anything about it though. That's the thing.
I know, because he
Batman.
respected it.
Batman, you swore. You said
Did
the
I?
B word.
Did he?
Huh.
You
Did he?
did.
Right.
Oh
Okay.
well.
then.
Okay, sorry.
So
mate.
well,
I'm
mate.
gonna have to kick it up for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's done it already. There we go.
Yeah. No, look, if I'm fighting to not say naughty words, I think others deserve to as well. Okay?
Well, you're doing all right. You're the only one that hasn't been kicked out yet.
Well, no, I got kicked out for saying.
Oh yes.
Another company.
Yeah, I beg your pardon, but that technically is a swear word.
Actually,
Batman saying, "I can take the time to make a cup of tea." All right, mate.
that's a very good idea on his part. And I would argue it's not actually a swear word. For all you know, I was talking about New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. and
This
they
is
were
true.
swears.
If you're talking about Disney, then yeah.
Oh no! I support you.
There was
if I'm
a
talking about Disney.
meme. It was at The Simpsons and had Bart and Homer, and Bart was saying nobody likes Star Wars, and Homer corrected and says no, nobody likes Disney Star Wars. Yep, that's right.
Reliant, if I could actually speak Klingon, I would.
What's it say? Say naughty words in
Speaking
patach.
Klingon.
You patach.
That's not actually a swear word.
Well, the cut says
Yeah.
translation's animal, isn't it? Really?
Exactly, it's not a swear word.
No, because when I say because in Search of Spock, when he vaporized one of his crew members, he says
Yeah.
he called him patach when it's translated animal.
Yeah. I mean, if I wanted to use odd swear words, I would call him a barbarian. Yeah, if you know anything about Romans, I would just technically you should be kicking me from this and never bring me back.
Oh, barbarian. Oh, well, there you go.
Oh yeah, barbarian
Oh.
was.
Somebody said the B
The-
word again.
It is literally like using the N word. Okay. Yeah, so I'm
we won't
trying
go
to
that
word
far.
it correctly. No, it was genuinely. If during the Roman times you called someone a barbarian, they would be totally justified pulling their gladius and introducing it to your kidney.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it was really bad. Okay, but which kind of makes D&D really exciting when people pick that as a class.
Right, I will. I'm going to bring him back in.
Yeah, I was about to say you might as well bring him back in. He'll be back.
By the time
back.
he'll be. There we go. Oh, what's that? Here we go. Here we are. All right.
Oh, someone's agreeing with my suggestions of Barbarian. Nice. Mm-hmm.
Lots of hearts floating. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm
Please, while
great.
I got you
I
there,
mean,
please remember, ladies and gentlemen, to like, share, and subscribe. Get the word out, and let's get people in. And if you want to make a small donation to this channel, please do so. The link to my Streamlabs account is in the description below. All proceeds will go back into this channel, help me create new content like this, and for Defiant and Six, and many other stories I'll be working on. The tools that we need will the money that you bring will help pay for resources to help build these things. So all these things are not done for free. So if you want to see more shows, you're going to have to help us out here as much as you can. It will certainly help me out because I'm currently not able to work because of my ankle, and I might have to go in again for another operation on my ankle, which means I'm going to be laid off even more and will not earn any money. So you will be helping me out. Much appreciated. Thank you. Sorry, I just have to get that plug in.
hey, no worries, mate. No worries. Like I say, if I really want to swear, I can start using words from role-playing game Shadowrun. I want to see you do something about me saying, "Oh, I fragged that one up completely."
Frag it completely, didn't you?
Exactly. I never said any swear words, did I?
No.
I mean, a complete dreckhead like you completely fragging the entire show.
What are you frowling? Shut up.
Mhm.
Frail that's from
It's
Farscape.
That's another company. Go on, off you go.
What?
You just mentioned another company. Off you go. Got ya, sucker.
Well, okay, well, in that case, no, actually, you want to say, I'm going to bring you with me.
That's gonna really make.
There we go. And, I'm mooting now. There you go.
You see what I mean? He's power hungry, people. He's crazed, insane.
What's it? Dusty D says, how about
By
every
the way-
time do guest host swears add 5 credits? Well, we don't have any room. Credits of what?
That's the downside. We don't have any money to give credits.
That's why that's why I put the link in the description, because we've got no money.
Yeah.
And so you'll be helping. Like I said, you'll be helping me out mainly because I said I'm gonna have to go in for surgery again. Which means I'm gonna be allowed even more. Means I'm not gonna be able to work. So any money that I make to either today or future shows will go back into this channel, helping me out, help create more shows like such as this and Defiant and my original series 6. I'm doing more 6 because I'm going to try and step away from the AI. I'm actually trying to work on Blender more, so I'm improving my Blender skills. As you probably noticed when you saw the Ranger ship there.
Yes, I did notice that.
So he'll be helping me out a lot.
Yeah.
Also, make sure
no
you're
worries.
subscribed to my main channel. Actually, not my this is my second main channel. The British are coming. I do live streams there as well. So make sure you subscribe there. I do music live streams and all that other things. So check that out as well. The link is also in the description below. So make sure you subscribe.
And
to
we
that one.
don't worry about language on that
And we
channel.
don't have to worry about the frelling language.
Yes, there's no fracking up on this one. It's absolutely fine.
Oh, frack yeah. Frack yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right then. Did you see that MC has put a message in your general?
Has he?
Just so you know, yes.
In the general.
Yes. Anyway, so as we're not just having
He
dead
just
air.
says sorry. Truthfully,
Yeah.
fell asleep.
Yeah, it's old age, just
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah. Oh. Well, according to him, he's older than me, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
You realised you're not actually the oldest one here.
Yeah, and, no,
Batman.
Batman's older than me, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
He,
You are Malcolm in the Middle.
I'm Malcolm in the middle, yeah. I can live with that.
Middle.
I can live with that.
I don't mind, because if you know anything about Malcolm, that makes me the kid, and you know that he's the dangerous and scary one.
So who's the violent one then?
I'm not going to look at Batman's icon.
Who's Reese?
Okay? I'm not looking at Batman's icon. Innocent. Yes, Demolition Man, very good film.
All right, you talk about another franchise. That's it. You're gone.
We've been talking about another franchise for the past 5 minutes. What are you talking about?
No, it's all right. Don't mind about that. I can live with the Demolition Man. I do like that film. It was a good film.
Yeah, I don't want to break this to you, Dustin. I'm younger, 37.
He's the youngest. He's the baby face. He's the baby.
Yeah.
I'm the baby. Gotta love me now. Me bite you now.
Wow.
Anyone doesn't get that? It was called Dinosaurs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Who?
Why?
Reese is back.
He's back. Yeah, Reese is back.
Yeah. I had to do that line.
He's
You
a
want
good one.
to kick me out of that? Go ahead. I'll accept it, but I'm okay with that one.
Got
To
your
let you know
cuppa?
about we
Got your
was
cuppa?
cross-referencing who was who in from Malcolm in the Middle, and Sixer is Malcolm,
And you're Reese,
and you're Reese.
which
So,
means
good
MC's
luck.
the other guy.
I want to be Dewey.
No, he's
that's
Chewie
me.
because he's the youngest.
No, fair enough.
Have you heard that?
Oh, hold on.
Go on.
Does that mean MC is Lewis?
Eek.
Hey,
The mother. Eek.
Oh, I got one. I thought of
No.
when I was making a cup of tea.
right.
Vulcans.
Destiny says, "What is new on the K7 USS Defiant ship?" What do you mean new on the ship? What do you mean? What, the ship itself or the show?
No, he wants to know if there's anything new. So I'm guessing he hasn't seen the one where they've discovered the new aliens.
No, they haven't. He must be talking about Chapter 7. Chapter 7's been there for a while, so...
Hold on, the new aliens.
I'm not allowed to say
no,
anything.
because it sounds like Dusty D hasn't seen Chapter 7 yet, then.
Naughty, naughty.
So, show the ship. Show and ship. Oh, show and ship.
Yeah.
Well, have you watched number 7? That's the first thing I'm going to ask before I say anything. If you haven't
I have.
watched 7, I'm not saying anything. Chapter 8 is still in the works. Okay, it's going to take just as long as the other one. My animator, Patrick, he's, like I said, he's able to do it when he's able to because he has a life outside of YouTube.
Yeah.
How weird.
And let's face it, real life takes precedence.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
But-
and it's when he ever gets to use the computer because he not only does he does what he can at home, but when it comes to the rendering, his computer's not powerful enough, so he uses the computers where he works, and he has 2 computers running to do the rendering when he's able
Ouch.
to. When he's able and allowed to. This is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, like you're saying, I thought of something about Vulcans.
Okay, then.
You know, people think, especially casual Trek fans, Vulcans have no emotions. Yes, they do.
They just suppress it.
I mean, yeah, but do they? Do they really? I mean, look at it. Vulcans have poetry, right?
Yes.
They have art.
Yes.
They have fictional stories. They have
They're all
music.
expressions
They just don't let
of
it take over them.
And, yeah, but also, look at the way they
Oh, what's he saying there?
venerate
What's he saying?
logic.
With the
See,
future admiral, which is the...
Treat logic very emotionally,
Yes. Weirdly.
like a religion.
Sorry, I'm
Yes.
just trying to figure out what Dusty D's saying there.
He's probably talking about the how trying to work out. No, you know what? I'm just going to say it. He's probably talking about the Vulcan woman and the
Half
Vulcan
Vulcan.
woman's
Well,
child.
it's
Yeah, the half Vulcan child.
I think that's already been explained in Chapter 7, who the Vulcan woman and who the
Yeah.
Vulcan child is.
That's the last one
Yeah.
I saw, so I haven't seen any new aliens.
Well,
By the way, I was
when Vulcan do have emotionally and get really cranky and super
Pon
Vulcan
four.
horny.
Pon
Pon
four.
four, yeah, every 7 years. That's
Yeah.
one hell of a dry spell, that is, 7 years.
Hey, that's the thing. According to the original series, right? Vulcans have to basically return to the place they were born, right?
Yeah.
officially
Otherwise they'll die.
questionable.
How-
That's like spawning season for
how-
salmon, isn't it?
By the stars, how by the stars did all these Vulcan colonies get set up?
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? The colonists get there, work for 6 years, and then go home go back to Vulcan for the 7th, so they can have kids.
Pretty much. That's what it does seem to suggest, yes. Unfortunately, gentlemen, I'm going to have to...
Toodaloo. Toodle on. Toodle off. Toodle
Toodle
off.
off. Yeah,
Have a
so
good one, mate.
you guys look after yourselves, and
All right.
thank you for having me aboard, Captain.
Thank you for coming on. Thank
no
you
worries,
for
mate.
pointing out when we say naughty words, you ablative.
Yes, it's all going to go to that place with the fires and the brimstone in a handbasket after you've gone.
And the
They won't-
hot pitchforks.
Yeah.
I have pointed out they will not let me
Yeah.
go back there. They're scared I'll take over.
Well, Birmingham.
Yes. Terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
even back in the 70s, you know what we used to jokingly call Birmingham?
I dread to think. Go on.
The white man's grave.
Oh,
Good name. Good name. All right, guys. I'm
Take
gone.
care, mate.
Bye-bye.
That's what done you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
then there were two.
Yep. No, but that's something later writers forgot about Vulcans. Vulcans have emotions.
They just
just
don't let
control-
it.
they don't-
They don't let
really
it overtake them.
Yeah. Because you remember that TNG episode where they found these these Bronze Age Vulcanoids?
Yeah, yeah.
They totally missed every idea of Vulcans because they were so logical they'd abandoned their superstitions.
I was trying to-
That's not how it
You
works.
guys need to play Star Trek Fleet Command.
No, don't.
Reliant hard for Starship Voyager Tuvok. Yeah. Well, he's probably at the age.
I like Tim Russ.
Yeah, he's good.
Have you ever played a game called? Ooh,
Never heard of that one.
name it now.
A game called.
The Secret World.
No.
Because he voices an NPC in one of the missions.
Last game I heard his voice was Fallout 4. He played Lance Captain on the Prude
Really?
War. That was him. So that's the last thing. Okay. Start.
Dustin, if that's the case, Tilly should always be relieved of duty.
Starfleet Order 619 unstable mentally or physically. Starfleet need to be relieved of duty. Well, that's Jensen out then.
Yeah, I mean Tilly in STD. In the first time you meet her, she basically lists all of these
Who?
psychological problems. Tilly, Ensign Tilly.
Oh God. You mean Ensign Obesity?
Yeah, she didn't start off that way, but she was always ugly.
Oh, she was big. She was big to start with. I mean, after she had a kid, she was even bigger.
Yeah, unfortunately, she never gave birth to it. She just ate it inside.
Play Star Trek Legacy. Yes, I have played that.
Oh, which one is that? The browser game?
Well, it started from you play all the generations.
Oh, yes,
starting
and it's got
with the NX working away.
It's got the running theme of the Borg in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Borg.
The Vulcan taking over the Borg.
Yeah, and the Borg made V'ger, which is absolute.
Oh no, that
Baldy
was all right.
hops.
That William Shatner's Return. I like that. I like his novels.
Yeah, but look at V'ger. I mean, it said that it was found by a machine planet.
Mm-hmm.
The Borg weren't on a machine planet. They're cyborgs.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Borg were incapable of creating something like V'ger. V'ger is decades, is millennia ahead of what the Borg technology could produce.
It became self-aware.
Yeah, it became self-aware because of the machine intelligences that repaired it and upgraded it.
Kelvin Captain Spock was revealed when he lost all
Yeah.
emotional control. Needed to.
Oh, hey, there's another one. The Kelvin timeline. It can't be a divergent timeline from the main universe because you look at the USS Kelvin, and that's distinctly different technology from
yeah.
the original scene. It's more advanced, for one thing.
Yeah.
And then in Star Trek Behind, the third one, they even mentioned the giant green hand in space, right? Which is Apollo's hand from Who Wants from Adonis.
Yeah.
And nobody had even heard about that.
Right, guys. I think we'll end it
Therefore
there.
you are.
We've gone over an hour. Thank you all for turning up. Thank you, Jensen, for period, and you Batman. And unfortunately, we didn't have an MC in, so hopefully we'll try and get him again next time.
Yeah,
Third time's a charm, I suppose. Thank you all for doing. Until next time, have a great day. Bye bye for now. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Are we clear?
No.
Damn. I didn't say that! Yeah, just pointing out about the length of the